Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Tuesday and welcome to Modern Problems, Pagan Solutions. We are going to be talking about acts of creation today because a lot of people in our world have displayed great expertise when it comes to destroying things. Break it, ruin it, make it all tumble down. We've pretty well got that covered as a species because destruction is easy, but creation is hard, especially when such a large percentage of the human race is currently hellbent on shattering everything that has ever existed and what can only be described as the most massive temper tantrum on historical record. Now, pagan lore provides us with near endless examples of destruction and things coming to an end, but there's always the promise of renewal and rebirth after that destructive process, and thus the cycle continues to go on. And that's our biggest challenge right now, getting to the other side of the destruction and having the courage and the will to create the future. What I would like to propose is this. Those of us who are like minded in this regard, let's make the decision to deliberately set aside time each day to both envisioning what we'd like the future to consist of and also doing something, however small, to start to turn that dream into a reality. This goes beyond overcoming the machinations of the bad actors in our society or getting past our current political woes, because a better future isn't just about reining in the tyrannical stupidity of the government or stemming the crusade of the Church of Woke, as important as those things are. There's something more. It's really about the culture. How free do we want to be to practice our faith and observe pagan customs? And the arts. Do we want to see more of a pagan flavor in the paintings we see, the books we read, other kinds of crafts, architecture for that matter? Do we want to resurrect some of the older styles and start bringing them into the modern era? What are the aesthetics as pagan peoples that we seek to bring back and even innovate? And then there's the matter of technology, because there's no getting rid of it. Well, short of a massive EMP, but barring that, it's going to be here. But that's not. We can't just be rid of it, as tempting as that is on some days. So what we can do is decide what kind of role it's going to play in our lives. And are we actually making decisions that reflect that we intend to treat technology as a tool, a servant, and nothing more? Or have we let it become master? In short, what is the manner in which we hope to live? What kind of home do we long to create for ourselves? How much space do we desire to call our own for the purposes of gardening or homesteading or whatever interest that we have? Being pagan and being a lover of nature really goes hand in hand. So are we showing with our actions that we truly trust the natural process that will help rebalance the earth? Or are we doing our part and keeping things tidy? Or are we just moaning about things without being constructive about it? You see where I'm going with all of these various things, and it's very familiar territory for this channel. We are truly the creators of the world to come, and it's liberating to throw off the weight of the propaganda that tries to convince people that we're helpless and powerless. And of course, we can start small. That's how all things begin. Even the mightiest of trees grow from the smallest of seeds. So we shouldn't be discouraged just because our first efforts are modest and they're not as impactful or have as immediate effect as what we would prefer if we could just, snap our fingers and be done with it. But speaking of creation and starting with small things, for quite a while now, I've been busily working away in hopes of creating pagan community, expanding the scope of the Gilded Group, inviting people, things of that sort. And I'm definitely not the only person doing this, not just within our group, but with other groups, with pagans across the country. There are more sane pagans than what we suspect who are speaking up about sensible politics and, even more importantly, about traditional pagan values, and people who are active culture creators. And the way that you and other pagans live their daily lives, that's all part of making the future for ourselves. From our manners and how we treat people, to our creative projects, our homes, our gardens, the way we raise our families, the way we treat our spouses. It all sends a signal out to the universe about the world we actually want to live in. And the more consistently we send those signals, and the more of us who do so, the stronger that message is sent to the universe and to the gods themselves, and that makes the future manifestation all the more powerful. Actions backed by sincere intention are all that's really required to create, and it is within our own individual power to do this. Now, we already know the idiots of the world are going to carry right on being idiots until they reach the end results of their idiocy. So let's set worrying about them aside, at least for part of each day, and focus on what we want and what we are building rather than what we fear. So that's what I have for you today. Let me know your own thoughts on this subject in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Or come see us on Gilded. The link to join the group is in the description box, and you'd be very welcome. But that will do it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye.